Hi there. It's Friday, March 20th, 2020, and I hope that you are doing well. I'm glad you're here to do some yoga. Today, let's get kind of vigorous. Let's do a 60-minute power vinyasa flow. Right now it's about 3 minutes to 11, so we'll wrap this up by noon. And I'm so grateful that you can refer back to this video anytime you want to get 60 minutes of a great, thorough sequence. This is our Open Up Yoga Teacher Training signature sequence. I've refined this over the last 10 years from input primarily from senior students about stuff that they like to do in class, so I hope you like it too. Let's get started in a child's pose. Come to your mat. Let your knees separate and drop your forehead down. Remove your glasses. Get into your lungs. Rock your forehead side to side. Relax any tension in your shoulders. You may wish to bend your elbows and steeple your fingers in a little bit of Anjali Mudra behind your skull. All right, let's add a little bit of movement. Tiptoe your fingers over to the left and reach with the heel of your right hand into the floor so you can pull your right hip back. Breathe into your side ribs. Change, second side. Walk your left hand over and again, get off your mat so that it's a real diagonal here. This is nice to stretch out your lats. So put the heel of your hand in the floor, pull your left hip back, and breathe into the side ribs. Change. Let's thread the needle. Inhale, sweep your right arm out. As you exhale, slide your arm underneath you with your palm turned up. You can put your forehead to the mat or your temple. I like to put the left fist under my ear. Right here is a time to drop your hips back and feel this nice lift of your hips. This is also a good stretch for the rear delt. Right arm side, so lean in. And change. Second side. Inhale. Sweep your left arm out. Exhale to slide. And again, assemble a second side. And be gentle and easy. Lean a little bit more into your left shoulder as able. And feel the tilt of your pelvis with your hips up. This is a nice way for your kidneys to receive a little bit of inversion. Change. Let's come to all fours, tabletop. So scoot your knees in a little closer. Inhale, cow spine, lift your eyes and hips. Exhale, cat, tuck your tummy and round your back. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, hoist your hips. And walk it out. Bend your knees a lot, right and left. Now, please don't worry about your heels touching the floor. That's your last idea. Look at your first fingers. Make them parallel. Spread out your hands and get into the heels of your hands. You want to be behind your hands. This is a neat way to keep tension out of your shoulders and wrists, which is a common problem for people in downward facing dog. Bend your knees. And again, tilt your hips up. This is so nice to invert and put blood sugar and oxygen into your brain. Please join your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift your right leg high to a three-legged dog. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll open your hip, and really get into it. Circle it out. Draw your knee to touch. Send your knee away, making a little figure eight with your thigh bone. And change. Second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll open your hip. Turn down your left shoulder. And again, repeat. You can make a figure eight. Touch your knees together. Send your knee out. Relax through your crown of head so there's no tension in your neck. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, toes to touch. Let's get up to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, find a nice halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. And while we're down here, let's stretch. So separate your feet hip distance, ragdoll. Put your thumbs in your elbow creases and shift back and forth. Bend your knees a lot. Tuck your chin. This is for your spine. So rather than forcing your legs straight at this point, keep them soft so that your chest can hang out on to your thighs. Back and forth. All right, change. Bring your feet together, toes and heels to touch. Put your hands on your hips. Stand up, eyes up, rise up. Now raise your arms up. Maybe add a gentle back bend. And join your hands to your heart center. This is a place where we like to set your intention for your practice. And make a dedication. This is why our hands are like this. In yoga, this is called a mudra, and this is called Anjali mudra. It's a gesture of offering. So by your thoughts and your words, your deeds and your actions, how might your practice today be an offering to the greater good? Okay, let's begin. Inhale, salute the sun. Urdhva Hastasana. Raise your arms up, lift your heart high, and maybe cactus. All right? Exhale to a forward fold and touch the floor. Inhale to a halfway lift, plank. So set your hands down and fire it up. Now this is a big deal. You're using the strength of your arms to increase your heart rate. So this is a little bit of gentle cardio. This practice is going to be about moving your limbs rhythmically in an effort to drive oxygen-rich blood to your working muscles. So that's why it's challenging. Find a round of breath and drop to the mat. Lower your knees, belly, chin, and chest all the way down. Inhale to a baby cobra. Squeeze your glutes, lift your heart, maybe float your fingers. Change. Come to plank, to downward facing dog. And breathe. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, upward salute. Drop your hips. Raise your arms forward and up. And maybe add a little back bend. And exhale, fold forward. Touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Now hold your plank here. Put your knees down. Let's do a modification of the chaturanga. That's what we call the low push-up. So put your hands flat, tuck your tail a little bit in, and come to a 90-degree elbow and hold. Inhale, you can come to baby cobra again, or upward facing dog. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Drop your hips, raise your arms up, and add to your back bend if you like. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. So plank, hold here. Chaturanga now. This is your standard chaturanga. Shift forward, come to your low push-up and hold. You can always drop your knees because you want your shoulders elbow height. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Drop your hips, Urdhva Hastasana. Rise and shine. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, chaturanga. High push up to your low push up. Now you could just jump it back and land it low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or modify or skip it, okay? Remember, it's an all levels class, so find your way and enjoy. I like to modify and sometimes intensify. I hope you do the same. All right, inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair. Hips down, arms up. And a great way 2, pull your knees back and get super low and bring your arms behind you. Let's start like that. Pull your tummy tight, sink your hips, and from here you can bring your hands to heart. And we could also raise your arms. Turn your thumbs to the back, your pinkies to the front, so you keep any tension out of your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push-up to your low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot behind your right hand. When that's true, turn your back foot flat. Inhale, rise up, raise your arms, and then sink into your lunge. Put your hands on your hips so you can manually square them. Get a little deeper down. Inhale, raise your arms, and let's get a shoulder rinse. Take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, fold in half. Invite your right shoulder to your right knee, and then help your right hip back. It wants to scooch out to the side. Scissor your inner thigh line here. Deepen your lunge, and as able, you can lift your hands from your low back if that's for you, if that's in your practice of shoulder range of motion. All right, inhale, warrior one, come on up. Exhale, chaturanga. Now, I like to lift my back heel, put my back knee down, set my hands down, and sweep my leg back. Because again, I'm modifying. Come down. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, hoist your hips. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. So step your foot behind your left hand. Turn your back foot flat. When that's true, if your back is bugging, you can put your hands to your hips to rise up. And then your hands are handy for squaring your hips. Inhale to raise your arms. And let's do the shoulder rinse again. Lead with your thumbs, interlace, lift your heart. Or you can simply hold the knife edge of your hand and fold forward. Help your left shoulder to your left knee. Now see how my left hip wants to scoot away? I'm going to pull it to the midline. Get low. Tuck your chin. Pull in your belly. And again, if you have the range of motion, you can always lift your hands from your low back. And if you're sneaking in a stretch like I did the first time, kind of like getting a little bit naughty here, straightening up my front leg, it's turning into a little bit of a pyramid. But here we go. Square your hips, get deep. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chaturanga. Find your high push-up to your personal expression of the low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair, hips down, and arms up. Now you can cactus your arms too. If you have tension in your shoulders, never feel like it's a rule that your arms, ears got to be together. It's not for everybody. We'd rather have your shoulders down and back than checking a box on any silly kind of like rule. Sit low, pull your knees back, and pull your belly button tight. This is a nice way to strengthen so many muscles. Again, inhale, lift to an upward salute. All the way up, just for kicks today. Take a back bend. Oh yeah. Exhale, fold forward, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push up to your low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Now this time, step your foot between your hands. When that's true, turn your back foot flat, rise up, and then come to warrior two. Watch my left arm. That's a nicer way to go. Sometimes you see we're like warrior one here, then two, but look, ow. Go like this. Wow. Get low. All right. Now warrior two tends to want to reach to the front of the mirror. Let's reach to the back. Try to get centralized so that your ribs and your hips are pointing to your far wall, but your eyes are looking forward past your front fingers. Get deep. Inhale, reverse your warrior. I like a half bind on this. So take the back of your left hand to the small of your back. Maybe you can reach your thigh bone. Get deep. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, chaturanga. Again, high push up to your personal low push up. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find a round of breath. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot between your hands. Turn your back foot flat. Inhale to rise. Exhale, warrior two. Now, get low. You see, the reason we put your foot between your hands that round was because we wanted to come right up to warrior two. And nobody wants to hang out in warrior one with their heels in a line. So get deep, get low. And notice that your heels are in one line and your hips and ribs are facing the far wall. Look powerfully past your front fingers. Get this deep. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Take the half bind if you liked that before. Carve a lower lunge. Inhale to reach your back wall, and exhale, it's a chaturanga, the high push-up to the low push-up. Or skip it, say no push-up. We'll meet you at home in downward facing dog. Everybody breathe in. Everybody breathe out and shake your head like you're saying, no worries. And no pressing your feet flat. That's a way to stress out your hammies and encourage tendinitis. Remember, keep your downward facing dogs always a little springy. There's no prize for stressing out Achilles or the backs of your knees or aggravating any kind of tendinitis at the sit bone. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one, step it through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high push-up to your low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one, step it through. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, warrior two to get deep. Inhale, reverse to breathe in. And exhale, on the same breath out, it's a chaturanga, high push-up. All the way to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath here, HA. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees will walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair. Hips down, arms up, and sit back. Bring your hands to heart. Sit low. Let's get a twist. Put your left elbow between your knees or outside your right thigh. Open your arms. Sink your hips, pull your left knee back. It wants to sneak forward. Find a breath. Change, second side, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, look left, twist left. Again, put your elbow between your knees or further. I'm curvy, so I don't put my elbow outside the left knee anymore. That jacks up my back. Sit low, open your arms. Find a breath. Change, hands to hips, hands to heart. Stand up. Let's take a back bend. Open it up, go back. Take a really big back bend, all the way back. Hips down, heart high, more back. Change, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push up to your low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, big HA. Big breath in. HA. All right, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot between your hands. Turn your back foot flat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Get low. Okay, so now we're past our 20-minute warm-up phase. And we're into the working 20-minute phase. So take a look forward, get deep. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come to a side angle pose. You could place your elbow on your knee. You could take and keep the half bind. Or you can open your arms. Or you can turn your top arm. Or if you're feeling really plucky, get low, stack your shoulders, find a round of breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior posture. All right, exhale, side angle pose. Now let's revolve. Take your left hand, put it on the floor. You can shorten your stance a little bit. Help your right foot out a little bit. And sweep your right hand high. Now you can take a half bind here. That helps to deepen the twist. Your goal is to stack your shoulders. That's what the half bind can buy you. And then raise your top hand high. You can keep your warrior foot back there like I am, or you can lift your big toe mound and keep deepening your twist. Dragon, put your back knee down. Now for dragon pose here, you can use a prop like a block, and then suddenly the floor is a little closer for you. And notice my front foot. I like to 2 o'clock. So imagine if it was a clock, my toe is tilted out like number 2 on an analog clock. You can come also, of course, to the knife edge of your foot. And we're here pausing to enjoy this nice, deep hip opener. Okay? Now, here's what we're doing. Let's add on. Tense your fingertips to keep strain out of your wrist, and we can take a twist. So if you're putting your hand flat, put the first finger true north, press mostly to the heel of your hand and touch your knee. Inhale to lift your heart, and exhale to revolve your ribs. Now, please be careful. Listen here. You can tuck your back toes, lift your knee up, set your knee down, and then bend your leg to capture your foot. This is a nice twisting dragon catching its tail pose. Now from here, let's go into a modified side plank. Look at my supporting hand. Again, first finger true north, and the pinky is really spread out. Look at your front foot, send it back. If it's for you, you can lift your leg, you can hold your toe, or you can go two straight legs, Vashisthasana, rainbow your hips. Find a round of breath. All right, change. Let's get into a forearm plank. So bend your elbows and get into it. This is your best core conditioning activity. And you can put your knees down if you prefer. Dolphin, tiptoe to your elbows. And this is a nice place to hang out. Or some of you are practicing the peacock feather posture where you would kick and kick and kick to invert. I'm going to camp out here in dolphin. Bend the knees, hoist your hips, press your elbows a lot. If you're doing this right, you should be feeling a little bit of tug in your serratus anterior muscles. Look how I'm going up and down with my chest. That's the big muscle group that protracts the shoulders, really fortifies for inversions. All right, dolphins, meet forearm plank. Forearm plank, meet your plank to downward facing dog. Big breath in. HA. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one, step through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale to a side angle pose. Again, you could stay therapeutic like this, where your elbow is down. I like the half bind because it really helps to stack the shoulders. And if you did before, you could raise your hand, you could turn it down, or two arms. Now get deep, carve it out, drop your lunge, press your heel, and express through energetic fingers. We're right here for a round of breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Let's revolve. Put your right hand down. Sweep your right leg out. That's your left foot, sorry. And again, be careful with the placement of supporting hand. Sweep your hand up. And again, I like a half bind here because look, it helps to be able to stack. Get low in the lunge. Revolve your ribs. I like to keep my warrior foot back there because I can. But if it's not for you, you could lift your back heel. And that's even a nice little way to transition to our dragon pose. Already, scoot out your left foot to a 10 o'clock. And drop to your elbows. Using a block or some height, that's great. You can rest your elbows here. And you can close your eyes. Listening to cats snoring. Birds singing. The dog is right there snoring too. All is right with the world. All right, let's add to this. Now, make your right hand, again, very sturdy. First finger, true north. Pinky finger way the heck out there. Take your left hand to your left knee and revolve your ribs. Big breath here. As you exhale, shimmy your shoulders. You could stay or play. Again, hook your toes, lift your kneecap, then bend your knee, catch your foot. My friend, she got hurt doing this transition because she didn't lift her kneecap. And so it's just a good reminder to everybody to be careful and to send love to the people who you love, especially these days. They're home anyway, so shout out to Jordan if she's out there listening. She's probably doing her own work, sweeping the nation in her own right. Okay, so this is your dragon posture with the add-ons, Modified side plank. Keep your hand, like, see how it is? It's a little forward of the shoulder. It's very smart. I'm not into stacking the joints because the shoulder needs to be able to help with the dynamic tension of pushing away the earth. We're not dumping out into the wrist and the shoulder here. Find a breath. Change, forearm plank. 2 elbows down, knees up or down, tummy tight, and your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Concentrate on it and meditate on it. Dolphin, tiptoe to elbow. And again, soften your knees. Basically, dolphin is downward facing dog, but on your elbows. And it's for sequencing, again, because this is where people can press, push, shift, and lift. And if I had a spotter, I would feel more brave about that. But I don't. And this is enough. Forearm plank. We're here for 5. Breathe. 4. Tuck your tummy. Tuck everything tight. 3, 2, time. Plank to downward facing dog. Hoist your hips. All right. Join your feet together. Toes and heels to touch. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll up in your hip. Stay or flip your dog. Flipping your dog. Foot finds the floor. All 10 toes spin to the back. And make this about your legs. Press your heels. Lift your hips. And to add on, look in the mirror and wave to you. Make sure your foundation is set before you decorate. Change. Spy the mat. Flip it back. 3-legged dog. Leg up high. Big breath in. Exhale. Right knee taps right elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale. Right knee touches left elbow. And stargazer. Drop your knee. Or wild thing. Kick it through. Ooh, stargazer. So we like sometimes to make Pete Townsend arm expression here. So that's fun. All right, spine the mat, flip it back. 3-legged dog, right leg high. Inhale, lift your right leg higher. Exhale, crescent lunge. So crescent, put your foot behind your right hand and check that your feet are railroad track parallel first. Then rise up, come up, and get into it. Crescent lunge. Be really high on the ball of your back foot. Really bend your back knee. I'm not a big fan of making the back leg be straight because that sometimes hurts people's back. So feel good about this. Press your front heel a lot, hands to your heart. And now as able, when you're shifting forward, that's when your back leg can straighten out. Airplane, we keep going with that idea. Lift your back leg, sweep your arms behind you, and a swan expression looks forward as we go body down, leg up, standing split option. Now letter L, you could be parallel to the floor, flex your ankle. Standing splits, hold the back of your calf or hold the back of your heel with 2 hands and kick and lift and lift and lift. Change, forward fold, 2 feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, crow. Yes. So crow pose. Put 2 hands on the floor, bend your elbows a lot. Put your knees up into your armpits. Lift your nose, lift your toes. That's your crow. Chaturanga. Shoot it back, land it low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Excellent. Downward facing dog. 2 feet together, toes and heels to touch. Big breath. HA. Second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee. Roll up in your hip. Stay or flip your dog. Foot finds the floor. All 10 toes spin at the back. Press your heels and make it about your legs. They are the strongest muscles. So plant your feet. If you need to get organized, you could sit down. Otherwise, press, push, shift, lift, change. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, tap. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, stargazer. You touch your knee to elbow. You could wild thing, kick it through, or drop a knee with me. So let's add on sweep. Safest is lead with your thumb, come in, and then sweep. And last time, big breath. And sweep. Change, spy the mat, flip it back, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lift your left leg higher. Exhale, crescent lunge, step it through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arrive. Okay, so again, get into it. Make a lunge of your front leg, press your heel, invite your hands to heart. You're really high up on the ball of your back foot. Hinge forward so that you're making a lightning bolt shape. Bring your arms back, and then as able, lift your back leg. Body down, leg up, Dekasana, the airplane pose. You can look in the mirror as you lift your leg high and higher. Letter L, keep your leg parallel, flex your ankle. Or standing splits, cup your calf, and then maybe join your fingers at the heel and lift, kick, lift, up, change, forward fold, 2 feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, crow. Okay, so if you're new to crow, put your hands really flat and be in the heel of your hands. Tiptoe in so you can stack your knees into your armpits. Then lift your face. As able, keep looking forward as you lift 1 foot and maybe 2. And then chaturanga, shoot it back. High push-up to your low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale like me. Exhale, no, go right to downward facing dog. HA. All right, friends. Take a child's pose. Let your forehead rest on your mat. And observe and allow your breath and your heart rate to settle into coherence. When that's true, it's a great time to take a sip of water. All right. How are you doing? I'm having fun. I hope you are too. Okay. We're looking great for time. Let's get into our last challenging segment. Downward facing dog. Let's begin. Big breath here. HA. Now, by now your heels probably can touch the floor, and that's lovely. Soften your knees a little more and tilt your sit bones up. See that adjustment I just did? Bend your knees, send sit bones up, and then push away the floor. Inhale, lift your armpits. Exhale, drop your heart. All right. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge. Put your right foot behind your right hand and rise up. Bring your hands to heart center for airplane. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, airplane launch. Body down, leg up, 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 half moon. Open up. Raise your top hand and turn out your hip so that you are flexing through 2 strong straight legs. Listen carefully. Warrior 2, land it soft. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. All right, let's do binds and birds. Half bind. Put the back of your left hand to the small of your back. And free bird. Put your hand to cup your heel. Now, get onto the ball of your back foot and step 2 feet closer together. And you could flip your grip and reach for your heel with your outer palm and stand up. And then you can kick out. As able, bird of paradise, you can add on. And I hear birds outside. Bird of paradise. Change. Birds meet binds. Binds. Star pose. Parallel your feet. Palms to meet. Second side. Turn your left leg out. Flip your palms. And find a nice round of breath. Star pose. Parallel your feet. Palms to meet. Hands to heart. Let's go upside down. Sweep your arms out wide. Take a big breath. Exhale, fold forward. Now you can hang out here. Look at the back wall or invert. If it's for you, place your hands in line with your feet. Bend your elbows. Press, push, shift, lift, and keep your tummy really tight. Tight, tight. Change. Flex your ankles. Point your toes down and land happy. Here we go. Horse stance. Hands to hips. Eyes up to rise up. Let's get into it. Get low. Inhale, sweep up. Let's eagle your arms. Identify your left arm. Sweep it under your right. And if you can bind at the wrist, that's great. I'm holding just the shoulder. Eagle leg. Pivot all 10 toes toward the front of your room. Widen out your stance. Eagle your leg. Bring your back leg high up over. Wrap. Squeeze. Sleeping eagle. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, tuck your tummy in. Touch your elbow to knee. Maybe sweep your top leg back. And a soaring eagle option here. Body down. Leg up, up, up. Eagle. Woo. Bring your back leg high up over. Squeeze. 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 Release. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push up to low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. HA. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your foot behind your left hand. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arrive. Hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, airplane launch. So sweep your body down, your leg up, half moon. Reach your top hand up. Kick your top toes to your nose. And keep breathing. Yeah, you could put a block down there. You could touch the floor. But wherever you are, kick through 2 straight legs. Listen, careful. Warrior 2. Land it soft. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle your pose. Binds and bird option. Take your left hand to your left heel. Help your back foot beside it. Stand up. Flip your grip. Lift your face. Lift your chest. Lift your foot. Kick out as you like. Decorate as you feel called to. And here we go. Birds, kick, press, push, shift, and lift. Change. Birds meet binds. Binds open up. Star pose. Parallel your feet. Palms to meet. Warrior 2 to the other side. Take a breath. Star pose. Shoulder rinse. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold in half. Yeah, chill out. Tuck your chin. Look at your back wall. And hang out. This is a place where we can twist. Put your left hand to your right ankle. Keep your half bind. Now soften. Ask yourself, is this slammed shut? Because that's where you're going to feel it. You don't want that. Soften your knee and feel it here. Not here. Not here. Here. Change. Second side. Bend your bottom elbow. And soften your back knee. And here you go. Again, is this slammed shut? Soften. Bend it a tiny bit. It's still a straight leg. But now you distribute the sensation to where you want to feel it. Belly of the hammies, not the origin, not the insertion. And breathe. Twist, twist. Change. Hands to hips. Horse stance. So eyes up to rise up. Parallel your feet. Out. So turn your toes so they're in line with your kneecaps. Cactus your arms. Eagle arms. Inhale, touch your palms. Exhale, identify your right arm and sweep it under your left. Bind at your wrist if that's for you. Pivot to a crescent lunge set of legs. Widen your stance. You want to really have a safe base. So notice your front heel. Press it down. Eagle your legs. Bring your back leg high up over, maybe wrapped. Squeeze everything to the midline, sleeping eagle. Inhale, lift your elbows up. And exhale. Pull in your tummy. Touch your elbow to your knee. If soaring eagle worked for you before and you weren't too close to your mirror like I am, take your back leg and kick it back. Square off your hip. Flare out your toes. Body down. Like up, up, up. Change eagle. Woo! Come back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Release. Inhale, circle sweep. Bring your palms to Anjali Mudra and stay standing. Vrikshasana. Tree pose. So now that the 20 minutes of the challenging series has passed, we'll now shift your work to your right leg. Put your left foot above or below your knee. And bring your hands to heart. And again, pull your tummy tight. Really see how this isn't tree. Whew, this is. So pull everything to the midline. Chest up, chin down, eyes open. Now let's grow. 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 Branch out. And bring your hands gently back to your heart. Change. Second side. Shift your work to your left leg. Put your right foot above or below your knee. Now push leg to foot as much as you're pushing foot to leg. This is your foundation. Tuck your tail, knit your rib cage. Everything here is cinched in. And then raise. Raise your arms. Raise your eyes. Decorate as you feel called to. What does your tree want to be? Change. Hands to heart. Cool. Inhale, upward salute. Raise your arms, add to your back bend. Exhale, fold forward, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, Malasana. So separate your feet to mat width, sit your hips down, and put your elbows to your inner thigh line. And this is where we can do a little bit of core work. So today, let's use a block. Put your block down, sit your hips gently down, and put your block in between your knees. Lie down. Now, put your fingers behind your ears and lift your hips. So squeeze your knees together, get your hip lift. Lift your hips. Lift your hips. I'm missing my 8-minute abs with Megan every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 a.m. I'm so sad. But she asked me to do these videos so that our community can stay healthy. So please share this work if you're appreciating it. We just want to help everyone who's at home doing the right thing. Let's lift up for 4 and 3 and 2. Last time. Now move the block to your feet and hold the block up. Now sit on your knuckles. This helps support your back. And slowly lower 30 degrees. Press your feet together. Slowly lower 60 degrees. Press your feet together. Slowly lower and then prop to your elbows and hold the block. Lift your chin off your chest and lift your block up. Slowly lower. Tummy tight. Back flat. Low, low, low. Prop up. Squeeze. Lift it up. Last time. Slow and low. Keep your tummy tight. Keep your back flat. Prop up. Squeeze. Last time. Change. Touch the block. Take it in your hands. Lower your feet as before to 60 degrees. Switch and bring your arms out. Switch. Take the block. Lower your legs. Switch. Take the block with your feet. Switch. Lower your legs. Switch. Okay, last 4, 3, 2, and time. Put your feet flat down, cross your ankles, and let's sit up. Half pigeon. Now take your left leg back and create your half pigeon shape. Put your left hand on your left hip, roll it down. And if this is too much for your knee or what have you, bend your back knee for deer pose. Half pigeon. Now your shin can be parallel to front edge, but it probably won't stay there. That's okay. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, drop. And there's the dog snoring. Nemo is sleeping. I love that sound. Okay, you can add on to King Pigeon expression if it's for you. You'll put your right hand in the middle, lined up with your heart. Bend your back leg, capture your foot, and invite your heel to hip. That's a good place to stay. Just get a nice little quadricep stretch and a little bit of a nice hip opener for your back hip. If it's for you, put your big toe in your elbow gap, kick to lift, and join your hands as able. You can look at your back knee. And find your own breath. Change. Okay, let's get the second side. So bring your left leg back. Sweep your right leg back. Take your right hand to your right hip. Roll it down. Inhale to lift your heart. And exhale to bend and drop as before. The sleeping puppy sounds. Okay, if you add it on to your King Pigeon, put your left hand again in the middle so that it's in front of your heart and lined up nice. Bend your back leg and just simply pull your heel to hip if you want to stay there for the quad stretch. And that can be enough. That's a good time. And then as able, put your big toe to your elbow crease. And that whole thing about kicking into your elbow is really helpful because that'll keep you afloat. And if it's for you, join your hands and breathe. Change. Let's sit down. And now bring both of your feet to the front of the room, Paschimottanasana. Come high up on your sit bones. Take 2-piece fingers and hold your toe. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, bend your elbows. Now, everybody wants to flop and round down in this pose, but if you do that, you might miss the point of it. We want to keep your tailbone tilted like we did in downward facing dog, and then bend your knees a little bit. This is going to be to distribute the stretch where you want it, as before. Inhale, get tall. Bend your elbows. I love the seaplane sounds outside, and this morning people were water skiing. That is so cool. It's going to be like 61 today. So if you go outside for your walk, of course, stay away from other people, but get your 30-minute walk. It's really nice. We're going to try to make a Tai Chi video this afternoon. I'm super excited. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Okay. All right, let's get into some back bends on the floor. You might want to have a block handy for your bridge pose. Bend your knees, put your feet flat, and slowly lower down till your back is flat on the floor, and then work to lift up your hips. Now, bridge posture, we'll have 3 sets of these. So if you decide to press up into a wheel during this time, that'll be our second and third option. But here we always hear, reach for your heels, but don't let that be the end of the story. You don't want this for your bridge. Get your shoulder blades under you as much as you can. Press your heels, lift your hips, and the block could go nicely under your hips if you wanted something more restorative. Press your heels, lift your hips, and keep your chin lock here. This is a great way for us to jazz up the endocrine system. The Jalandhara Bandha helps to stimulate the thyroid, parathyroid. There's good things happening for your immune system these days in the thymus. Find a round of breath. Change. Butterfly. Put your feet together, let your knees drop, and let's put your hands on your tummy today and breathe. Hear the birds. All right, second of 3. So you could go to your wheel, or for fun, we could do a supported bridge. Start with the smallest shape under your sacrum. Lift up your hips, and if that doesn't feel like it's high enough, you could go to the next shape. Higher. I don't really endorse having the block in the highest shape. I've never really felt like that was a wide enough surface for your sacrum. But everyone's different. Here we are. This is so nice to be in a bridge. If you're in a wheel or in a bridge, you could also lift a leg. That's just good times right there. If you're lifting a leg, join your feet to touch and lift the other. It doesn't have to be more than this, you know. I used to wheel, but now my wrists, they're just not having it. So it's not worth it. Unless I got your ankles to hold on to while you're teaching me yoga. Or unless I feel like showing off. I'm just going to stay here. Find a breath. Change. Okay, reclined butterfly, second set. Set your back down, put your feet together. Your hands on your heart. Okay, and third of the 3. So here we go, bridge, supported bridge, or wheel pose. And wheels, just to show you the setup, you will put your hands under your shoulders with your fingers facing the same direction of your toes. And if it's for you, you know the drill. Press, push, shift, lift, find a round of breath, change, slowly lower down. Feet together. This time, one hand on your heart, one hand on your tummy. And let your hands receive your breath flowing in and out. All right, so working toward our finishing asanas, draw your knees to the midline here. and lift your legs up. Now, you could stay in this Viparita Karani, legs up the wall pose. If you want more, you could sit on your block like that. And you can hang out here or head to your plow. So if you're headed to plow, you got to be really, really wise and careful. The idea is that you would want to maintain the natural shape of your neck, so you would only ever look at your own legs. Okay? So if that's for you, you would kick your legs back, and you put your hands to your low back, and then get interested in your elbows coming closer with your flat hands to support your back. Okay? So if you're headed that way, only look at your legs. And let's hold space for people doing plow right now. It's not for me today. So I'm going to be a happy baby. And when plows are ready for shoulder stand, plows would lift their legs up. We want to hold space for that. And I'm going to stay in a supported legs up the wall pose. So find your work that you're doing. We want to always honor that this tradition called Open Up Yoga Teacher Training is an all levels class in real time all the time. And so while we're holding space for people in shoulder stand, remember guys, kick your feet to the front of the room more than you think you need. Squeeze your glutes, and if it's at all possible, scooch your elbows, shoulders just a little closer, and only ever look up. Only ever look at your legs. All right, so when shoulder stand is ready for deaf man's pose, Karnapidasana, enjoy that, or meet me in a happy baby. That's better for me. So I'm going to hold the feet and rock side to side and push my back down with my pulling of hands while I kick my feet into my hands. This is a good idea, friends. Try it. Push your back flat, kick into your hands, and pull your feet down and breathe. You could kick your legs out, straddling, rocking side to side. Some people like to take the outer edges of the feet. That's cool too. All right, find a rounded breath and change. Draw your knees to the midline, and let's take some supine twist. So straighten out your left leg, and when that's true, be really gentle. Guide your knee over to the side. Now you can bend your bottom leg and capture your tail there if you want a nice little quad stretch. And if your top leg wants to straighten out, you could find that too. So just remember, whatever you're doing in a supine twist, only endeavor your shoulders flat, not your feet or knees, because you're never wanting to stretch below the belly button. So great options for everybody here. Find a rounded breath. And let's do a supine half pigeon while we're here. Put your right ankle on top of your left knee and create what we call the number 4 stretch. Have your aerial foot in line with your aerial knee. Use your right elbow to push your right knee out. And breathe. Change. Put your left heel on your right knee for second side. And I like to help my left elbow into my left knee to deepen the stretch in the external rotators. But that's only ever with flexed ankle and dorsiflexed toes. You want to keep any pressure out of your knee here. So as you're working, pretend my hand is on your right heel, pushing it down toward you. See how that deepens? And then simultaneously, can you help your left elbow? Help your left knee out. And breathe. Okay, so supine twist, second side. Retain your left knee, straighten your right leg, and help your knee over to the side. Maybe help your hips too. And if you got a quad stretch by pulling your tail before, that's great. Or straighten your top leg if you can, if you did. And again, notice how my goal here is to help my left shoulder down way more than to force my top leg or knee down. And so if you're staying in the traditional expression of this posture, you're just like this. Yeah, no forcing. Your hand's just resting here, and you could prop it up or keep it up or Tuck your heel gently under your knee, but be careful. You don't want to whack out your SI joint. I used to get real greedy with this stretch. I would tuck my heel under the knee, and I would create this little dynamic tension between those two, and then I learned the hard way, and I'm telling you forever as your teacher, that there's only 1 to 3 millimeters of articulation available in the sacral iliac joint. That's where your sacrum sits between the hip bones. And what's that distance? 3 millimeters? That's probably half the width of this mat I'm on. So be safe. Only twist above the navel, never below. Find a run of breath. Okay, and change. All right, friends, now let's get you organized for your Shavasana. We are in your last 4 minutes of your practice today. And so you can lie back on the floor. You can separate your legs. Let's listen to the birds. Honestly, this is the most important part of your practice, so I'm going to be quiet and we're going to let Mother Nature do the talking. I'm setting my watch so that you know that I'm watching the time. You don't have to. Friends, if your brain is busy, that's okay. Listen to the cat purr. Listen to the dog snore. And the beautiful rhythm of your breath flowing in and out. Let's come to a fetal position. Relax onto one side, draw your knees to your chest. Use your top arm to press yourself up to an easy, comfortable seat, one of choice. And let's finish our practice together. On an inhale, sweep your hands up. And on an exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Anjali. It means offering. Thank you for letting me offer this class to you today. And I hope that you have a lot of health and happiness and ease and peace in this day. Thank you again for keeping yourself safe and healthy and happy. And thank you as ever for the chance to help you out. Namaste. Good job. Thanks for helping me.